Good morning and welcome to Mountain Harmony Gardening. I'm Kristen. It's fall in our garden and I'm going to be giving you some tips today on how to clean up and get ready for winter. With fall now here, I have to do some pruning on my plants. I've been pruning them up a little bit over the whole entire summer, but now it's quite a bit more critical. As you can see, our leaves are starting to look kind of sad. This happens this time of year, but what I want to do is prune them all back. So I just come, I take them right back to the stem, and I throw them away. And I'll be doing that with all of my winter squash plants here and summer squash plants. All of them need a good pruning. This will also let in a little bit more light to the nasturtiums that are growing beneath it. As you can see behind me, we took off a lot of the non-productive leaves on this plant. When they start to look like this, see how it's kind of got like powdery mildew, the edges are burnt. They are not worth keeping. They are not doing anything for the plant anymore. So we're trying to keep the best looking leaves other than the ones that are way up top that we just cannot reach. Also, you might want to wear gardening gloves. I was a florist for a long time and I've gotten used to handling spiny plants, so it's not too bad. So if they look dead, take them off. As I was telling you in my last videos, my tomatillo plants have done absolutely fantastic, and they've gotten a little bit too heavy, and I can show you the damage down here. They have broken the plant. And at this point, this is not really being productive anymore. It's towards the end of the season. I'm going to have to take the branch off. And as you can see, it's most of the plant. But we can definitely harvest the tomatillos that are ripe off of here and still use them. And I still have plenty of tomatillos left in my garden for the season that we have left to make anything that I want to out of them. I noticed in one of my videos that I was showing the tomatillo too much in the sunlight and it was a little bit hard to see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel one open for you. And you can kind of see like how their husks start to dry. Now this one just fell off the plant when we were trimming it, so it's still a little bit green. But come around this way with me. And you can see that they're starting to turn yellow on the top. And you can see that this is nice and full. And if you squeeze this one, you can tell that it's not full yet. But when they're nice and full and they start to turn yellow, and a lot of the times they fall right off the plant, they're ready. As you can see, our sunflowers are very dead, and the squirrels have pretty much eaten off all the flowers at the top. So it's time for them to go. I've been saving these lettuce seeds right here so I can save the seeds. And now, since they're already done and dried and ready to be harvested, I'm going to cut down the whole plant and then I'm going to save the seeds to use in the garden next year. Now with the sunflowers gone and the lettuce plant, we have a lot more space to walk up and down the trellis, and without the giant tomatillo at the front too. But I've also noticed that some of our melon plants, now that the season is winding down, are starting to die back. So this one, I'm going to have to go ahead and cut down and get rid of it. There's no point in having it anymore. And it's a good idea before winter hits, which is not that far around the corner, to get as much cleaned up as possible. This time of year is also a good time to start removing any dead plants. My chamomile plants, as you can see, are really getting dry and dying. So I think it's time to just take them out completely. Now, the nasturtium, on the other hand, absolutely love the cold weather and have been blooming and growing profusely, so I'm leaving those. But now is also the time of year where we're getting marigold seeds. So I will be saving some of the seeds from the marigolds. I can also tell that it's coming towards the end of our season because this fennel plant has lots of aphids. See all these little dots along the stem and all over, those are aphids. So I'm going to be cutting this plant down. Now that I'm done with the upper part of the garden, it's time to finish the lower part of the garden. And I'm going to be cutting down my dill plants, but not before I save the seeds from these and also from the parsley, because I'd like to try to put them in other parts of my garden in the spring. So pretty much it's going all down because it's not producing anymore. At the end of the time lapse, it started raining, and that's the weather here in the Rocky Mountains. It'll be sunny one moment, raining the next, and we're just going to keep filming anyways. So you could see that we cut out a lot of vegetation out of this bed, and when we were cutting it down, we happened to find a corn plant, which had to have come from the bird seed that we had here, and then this plant, which I do not know what it is, but it's really pretty, so I'm gonna leave it. If you guys know what it is, please let me know in the comments down below. So our goji berry plant is starting to die back, and we have some ripe goji berries on it. I've never had these fresh off the plant. I don't know how they taste. I've only had them dry, so I'm gonna try one. Okay, so it's a little bit sweet at the beginning, and then it tastes like a pepper. Let me give one to Donnie. And he can tell you from behind the camera what it tastes like.
Note to self, never eat a single goji berry again.
It's odd.
It is a little odd, but I'm gonna try drying some and see if it makes a difference. So this flower bed we're not really gonna do anything with, because this time of year is when these plants really like it, and the eggplants have like really put on some growth. And look at all these flowers. They're beautiful in here. Now the raspberry plants are a different story. Those will be cut down this spring, even though they look really sad right now. The last bed that we're going to be working on today is my kind of shady bed where I keep all of my plants in it that are more cool season. And so, like I said in one of my other videos, I've been waiting for this to go to seed. So I've got a couple of our sandwich bags, and that's what I put our saved seeds in. And I'm gonna take some of the kale, and down here, I have some Swiss chards that's kind of tangled in here. So I will be taking both of those seeds and saving them. Now it was really easy to harvest the Swiss chard. I just grabbed it and pulled. The kale, I had to break open each one of the seed pods, but it's definitely worth it because that's my perennialized kale back there, and I'm hoping to perennialize more of them in this bed. Do not forget to label your seeds. Sebastian is doing his favorite job, harvesting the spoon tomatoes.
Hello.
So this looks like a beautiful watermelon, doesn't it? But because it was sitting like this on the pavers, the bottom rotted. So I went ahead and decided that I'm going to pick it now. It sounds like it's ripe, Even though I know the vine hadn't died, we're gonna go ahead and risk it because I don't want it to rot anymore, and open it up. So I just had Donnie go inside and cut it open, and look, it looks beautiful. Oh, it smells like a watermelon. Hopefully it's as good as the other watermelon we harvested. Another thing I've been doing is I've been checking the temperatures that are upcoming, and it's already supposed to be getting into the 30s. My houseplants will not handle 30. So this time of year, I bring in my houseplants. Another great tip for fall is to make sure that you harvest all the herbs that you want to use this winter. So I've got my sage, my lavender, and my thyme that I will be harvesting and drying to save for winter. So what's below me is everything that we took out of the garden. It's quite a bit. But for this time of the year, it's necessary because I don't want to have to do it all at one time. It gets to be really hard, and after everything freezes, it's all mushy. So it's better to take out what we're not using now and start cleaning up the garden now. Hopefully these tips have helped you because you don't want to wait, at least where you get snow. So some of this is our harvest today, and then some of this is what we're going to be saving for seeds. Thanks for watching our video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. It really helps out my channel a lot, and we want it to definitely grow. I really thank all of you for all the support that you've been giving all of us. Happy harvesting and happy gardening.